Hello, everybody. Welcome into Devils in Details coverage of Sun Devil softball. My name's Killian Mcclatchey. I'm joined alongside Sam Ficarro and Nicole Eldridge, and we're here to break down everything that happened this past weekend against Stanford and give you a little bit of a peek towards Utah this upcoming weekend. Well, we'll start with this past weekend against Stanford. They sweeped them. What are some things that you guys took away from that series, and what are some things going forward that they can keep doing?
Well, I think for ASU, it's more of just a complete team effort. They swept Stanford, and it's a series they needed to sweep considering how hard the schedule will become. They hit a bunch of home runs this season, run-ruining Stanford the first two game series. They had a bit more difficulty in the final game of the series. As you expect, Stanford is going to battle hard, but they've yet to win a Pac-12 game. I think what stands out has been the hitting. Obviously, I think Leilua hit a grand slam. Nicole Chilson homered. Chelsea Gonzalez homered. So I think because ASU has struggled, they've only scored 8 runs in Pac-12 play on the road heading into this series. That's why it was good to see their bats get going on the road.
Yeah, I agree with Sam. Their hitting was great, and even when they were with that game, the last game when they were down, not down, but like they weren't sweeping them like they used to be. And they were able to still come back and win the game because they were just a great team and competing with one another. Yeah,
like you said, Stanford, they haven't won a game yet, but they're one of those pesky teams that usually stick around there in one of those 3 games. But we'll take one look and we'll go forward now. You got Utah coming up. Utah took 2 out of 3 against the University of Arizona, and like you, Sam, mentioned, this schedule does not get any easier for ASU as they go forward. But this weekend, they are at home. They're 17-2, home sweet home. What are we looking for this weekend?
I think this Utah season will be very good. This will be the toughest test ASU's had. They finally host a Pac-12 team. They had to go to Washington and to Oregon, who were very hard teams, two top 10 teams. Utah is coming off taking 2-3 from Arizona. Their starter, Miranda Viramontes, has been very good. She's 12-1 and picked up the wins Friday and Saturday. So expect Utah will probably pitch her a lot. I think the Utes really trying to look at build their momentum, though. They're a sneaky team. You know, everyone talks about Washington, Oregon, Arizona. Even UCLA gets thrown in there, but Utah really had an impressive weekend.
They really have. What's another thing, going forward, like Sam mentioned, the hitting. That's one of the biggest things, especially for Arizona State these last few years. The offense hasn't been known to produce as much, but they seem to have gotten it figured out against Stanford. Do you think they're going to be able to continue that this weekend?
Yeah, I think since coming off this break and winning the series against Stanford, I think that might have helped boost their confidence a little bit and help them ease into the series against Utah and help them, they know that they're confident in their playing, so I hope that they can hit the ball and win the games.
All right, one last question. I believe this is our final roundtable, if I am correct. So, going forward for the rest of the season, you got Utah this weekend, you got the University of Arizona after that, and then Cal, which could be, it's going to be a little bit of an easier series, but then UCLA before the regionals. Got a hot take question for you. Does ASU host a regional?
I think they will. They will probably not get the top 16 seeds. They probably won't host a super regional, but I think there's a good chance ASU can host a regional. I think, honestly, if ASU, as long as they don't face LSU, the last 2 years they've lost in Baton Rouge to LSU. So as long as they don't get LSU, they'll be able to compete. But I think ASU, especially with their resume, if they can pick up some of these series wins down the stretch here, I think ASU has a great chance of hosting.
I couldn't agree more with Sam.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Again, this is our coverage of Sun Devil softball for Killian Mcclatchey, Nicole Eldridge, and Sam Ficarro. Thank you for tuning in, and be sure to check out all of our content on devilsindetail.com.